So decoding Shark Tank, where you've done analysis of all the 402 pitches. So where all did this go viral?
So on LinkedIn, it has 450,000 impressions.
Okay, Aman Gupta number one with 97 deals. Then comes Peyush, then Namita, then Anupam, and then Vineeta. Aman Gupta is basically the highest number of deals. But in
Correct.
terms of percentages, I think Peyush Goyal has the highest conversion rate. On an average, valuation offered by Anupam were the smallest in season one
Yeah.
and season two, while Aman's were the highest. Vineeta offered the highest valuations in season three.
I think it's a cognitive bias, but like almost all the pitches that I watch, somehow Anupam is always involved, and Namita always seems to be the first one getting out. Half of the reason why I did this is just to cross check that one data point. Visual that you're seeing of Anupam offering like around 20 CR average valuation, that is across season 1, 2, and 3. Somebody who invests in a lot of brands in one particular season, they usually go down in the next season. Like they do not invest in that much pitches, and in the next season, so we only have three data points at the moment, but they again come up. Whenever Namita does not want to invest, she is the first person to get out. Like
Get
she
out, right? That's true.
which is also probably the reason behind a lot of these memes and the popular culture
Mhm.
reference of Namita. On the other hand, if you look at other sharks, like for example, if you have Aman and Anupam in particular, they are the guys who usually stay until the end, especially Anupam. Like, which is also the reason why a lot of valuations that is offered by Anupam is less, because if all the sharks are out, for example, he gets a really good deal. Or if you observe, like Anupam also, I think, is a really great negotiator. Even if somebody else is along with him, he really, I don't know, haggles and brings the overall valuation down.
Mhm. So
Interesting.
one more interesting thing I have also observed, like out of them, right, Vineeta would mostly like speak at the last, right? I mean, she could hear like what the different sharks are saying, and then she can take her own like opinion. That I've seen, and maybe not like right, but that's what I've also like observed.
Big deals have become more common with every subsequent season. Season one में तो एक का भी 30 CR 30 CR के ऊपर नहीं था. Season two में 24.
This clearly points to one phenomenon that may be happening, that in season one, we had probably the ideation phase startups and the newer startups coming in. But now we are seeing more and more startups that are having traction that are coming in. The higher valuation does seem to indicate that Shark Tank is now becoming an
Valid point.
accepted for approaching for funding. Because even if you don't get funded, I've seen stories where people gain. What's your take on this?
If you look at season one, especially the type of startups that came, like it was Wild West, right? Like there were just a lot of interesting pitches, right, which were there. But I guess what people realized, like after season one ended, is that you are getting 15 minutes to not just pitch to the sharks who are there. You are able to pitch to the very large audience which is sitting at home watching their TV. I was actually calculating, like having a rough calculation of what 15 minutes of ad time would look like, and it's somewhere around 5 to 7 CR. So what a lot of these startups realized is that you are not going to get 7 CR worth of free marketing ever, right? Like not, at least not
And
until
that too
you
on
reach
mainstream
a certain
TV.
point. On mainstream TV, on and like this type of show, tier one audience watches, your tier two audience watches, even tier three. I come from a tier four town. My mother watches this show. The type of penetration, advertising penetration you are getting. So which is why, like in season one, you do not have, like you have some good businesses, but in season two, like brands like Paradise come, Snitch come, Zoff come, like which are like absolutely great businesses in their own. And in season three, even bigger ones are coming. So for example, Arata came, Cosmics came, Nasher Miles, which is a great brand
Yeah.
that people came. So yeah, so bigger brands are coming. However, the reason I don't think is that higher valuation is being given. I think the reason is that they are getting 7 crore, 10 crore of free publicity.
सबसे ज्यादा 1 to 5 CR के आसपास का range in season 1 used to be the maximum. In
Yeah.
season 2, this median shifted to 10 to 20 CR. And even in season 3, it's almost around the same. लेकिन अभी season 3 में ज्यादा valuation वाले ज्यादा हो.
23 CR was the average valuation in season 2, around 35 CR in season 3.
Wow. Very interesting. Most successful pitchers get the money they are looking for, but get a big haircut on the valuation asked. Most deals in season 2 and 3 have happened at half the asked valuation. Put some light on this one. This is interesting.
So I guess the unwritten rule in a way is that whatever amount of money that you come asking for, you are going to get it. Either, if they're going to invest or they might give you a debt or whatever. But valuation wise, it's like a big bargain. Like if you say, oh, my valuation is 50 CR, they'll start at 20 CR, 25 CR. And that's happening across season 2 and 3, even with higher valuation, and the valuations that founders get on Shark Tank seems to be much lower than what they would have gotten in a investor room.
While there were almost no royalty deals across season 1 and season 2, they have skyrocketed in season 3. Deal with royalties have 63% higher valuation than average. That's absolutely true. So this might be because sharks want more assurity about recouping their investments in bigger deals.
Based on some LinkedIn posts that I also saw while researching this, some of the sharks they did not have really good experience with a few brands after season 1 as well as season 2. So I think they have become a little bit more caged. They are thinking about getting an investment on their money, and because now we are talking about higher valuations and higher amount of investment, right? It's not like
Mm,
any money is not small money, but especially
mm,
now this is getting higher. And the type of royalty deals that I saw that have happened in season 3, they are getting their returns in like 1 year or 2 year. Like all of
yeah,
them are structured in this way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if I, let's say, invest 1 CR and if I get my return in 2 years, and apart from that, I own a certain percentage amount of money, that's a great deal for me.
Of course, the brands must be doing revenue for them to have confidence कि इतना debt होगा. How are unsuccessful deals different? While ultimately sharks invest in the quality of businesses and the founder, but the ask amount might also matter. So you are saying कि if the ask amount is higher, then the deals usually go fall.
First of all, I don't think this is a independent variable in any way. Deals with much higher ask but good businesses also get good deals. Like they get success in Shark Tank. But what I do see is when a business comes in whose fundamentals are not that strong, if they're asking for a decent valuation or let's say even lesser amount of valuation, they themselves have decided that okay, maybe I can cut down on my valuation a bit because of what the reality is, even they get accepted. However, most of the people, the mistake they make is that they come in with a business which does not have very strong fundamentals, and they ask actually for a much higher amount of money as compared to an average amount of deal in which they are asking. So if you see consistently season 1, 2, and 3, I think this difference is at least 50% between the
Mm,
green and the red. So
mm.
I think at the end of the day, bottom line will always remain the quality of the business. However, apart from all the things, parameters in which I compared successful and unsuccessful deals, this is the one where there was a pattern.
This might not be a causation, the way I look at it. Just because you're asking for a higher valuation does not mean that your deal might be
Yeah,
unsuccessful. But majority of the unsuccessful deals have asked for unreasonable valuation, is what you're saying.
correct.
So F&B and fashion have been the top industries across sections. So season 1 may F&B was the highest, season 2 maybe F&B is the highest, season 3 maybe F&B is the highest.
In season 1, if you see, F&B is first. For some reason, like healthcare was second. There were a lot of health improvements, healthcare related startups that we see in season 1. There were some in season 2, but I think in season 3 they have decreased quite a bit. F&B has remained constant throughout. Fashion was third in both season 1 and 2, but in season 3, whatever we have seen until now, fashion has even increased as compared to seasons 1 and 2. And in season 3, if you see the top 3, top 4, all are D2C brands. So
Mm.
actually, like even though it seems like कि season 2 में वो peak हुआ था, but वो peak actually season 3 में continue होता है.
But this has also a lot got to do a lot with the curators of the startups, ना मतलब जो लोग खोज करके लाते हैं वही अगर इन इंडस्ट्रीज या इन एक स्पेसिफिक वीसी से उठा रहे हैं या एक पूल से उठा रहे हैं तो फिर वहां पे भी ये है हो सकता है कि कीपिंग द प्रोफाइल ऑफ द पिक्चर ऑफ द एंजल्स आल्सो दे हैव kept this.
My understanding was most of these will be incoming leads to them through the portal, right? I don't know how many of the shortlisted ones are where they go scouting for, or how many of them are incoming.
फिल्टर आउट तो एक टीम करती है आई थिंक एक वेटिंग प्रोसेस जो इनका होता है अब जो फिल्टर होकर के जो फाइनलाइज हो रहा है इट्स जस्ट अ matter of chance that this has been the case in majority of the startups which are applying only are D2C brands. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm trying to say there are two channels, right? One is where they are going all out and scouting for the startup. Second is incoming leads. I think when they're going scouting, they may have a certain segment or a certain sector which they're looking at, while incoming will be largely agnostic. While the final filtering, whenever they're doing, I'm sure they're doing it consciously to give a certain kind of mix, keeping in the audience and all those things.
अब इनको ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि जो जो इन्वेस्टर है वो भी उस इंडस्ट्री में इंटरेस्टेड होना चाहिए ना। अब मैं डीम टेक लेकर के आऊंगा और किसी को है ही नहीं एक्सपर्टीज उस चीज में। नमिता who's from healthcare, तो आप हेल्थ केयर को भी यहाँ पे देख रहे हो। अमन इज फ्रॉम टेक्नोलॉजी, तो टेक्नोलॉजी भी आप देख रहे हो। विनीता जो मेन स्टेज है, अनुपम जो है, अनुपम वाले के लिए भी आपका टेक आ जाएगा। सो आई थिंक मुझे वही लग रहा है कि आई थिंक थोड़ा सा इन एंजल्स को भी माइंड में रख करके फिल्ट्रेशन होती है कि भाई कौन किस में ज्यादा प्रोपेंसिटी है इन एंजल्स के डालने में, क्या लगता है?
Yeah, I mean, I could see where you're coming from.
So all shark deals bring a lot of expertise, connections, and prestige to a startup, but they come at a price. Founders have to dilute 3x the equity for all shark deals as compared to 2x the diluted normal deals. Explain.
And an all-star deal, if you're asking for 60, on average, you'll get 20. So you are basically getting the deals at a 33% of value at at the ask price. And like
Which
that's,
that is
I guess that's,
understandable also.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's because so many people are there, they would want more percentage, but they would not, want to pay higher for a, greater
Yeah.
valuation.
A startup will do well in Shark Tank if number one, the TAM is big or growing fast. The year-on-year growth is great. So अगर आप 100x, 2x grow किया है, 3x grow किया है, तब पैसा
Yes.
okay. Founders have good acumen and मतलब good business and founder market fit है. There is a
Yes.
reasonable path to profitability within 12 to 18 months profitability, and founders are clear on what they want from Shark Tank.